Welcome back, everyone, to the Pick Nation Report, the only show on national TV that breaks down every single game on the NFL card on Sundays from a point spread perspective. I'm Al DeMarco, veteran handicapper over 25 years in this business. Steve Budin, former bookmaker, the guy who literally created what you now know as the offshore sports gambling industry, and we're here to give you our opinions on every game every Sunday here on national TV. And remember, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it in its entirety over at picknation.com. We're going to talk about fantasy football and how you have a great chance to win $300 of my money in just a moment. First, we're going to head to the phone lines, and we're going to pick up with Tom, who's calling us from out of Pittsburgh. Tom, a longtime caller to the show the past couple of years. How you doing, Tom?
Great.
Let me guess, you want to talk about the Steelers?
That's one game, and then I have the second game is the Atlanta and Seattle game.
Okay, are you shocked at how the Steelers struggled last week at Indianapolis in the Sunday Nighter?
Not at all. They're getting old.
That was going to be my
question.
I
think,
you know, are these the same Steelers, or are they entering the Geritol Club?
They're getting old just like me. Hey, I think Steelers have a little bit of difficulty with quarterbacks can get the ball off fast at the line of scrimmage. If you've seen like Flacco and Rodgers, and I think Schaub is that same type of quarterback. And right now it's a 3-point spread, I think. But I think Houston has a good chance of taking them down this week.
That's from Pittsburgh. Have they given up hope in Pittsburgh? Look, I'll tell you one thing, Tom.
Well, you know I'm not a Pittsburgh fan.
I know you're a fan. You're a fan of your pocket, right?
What other people think, but from Pittsburgh. But hey, that's my opinion.
Hey, Tom, we're all fans of our pocket. But if Drew Brees can drop 40, so can Big Ben. I look at this total at 45, and I think this is going to go way over the total. I wouldn't even get involved with the sides here. I would just bet this over like the game was over already.
Hey, you know,
probably is a high-scoring game.
You know, one thing, Tom, by the way, I know you're not a Steelers fan, but I want to advertise where exactly you're at in Pittsburgh, saying that you're not a Steelers fan. That's not good for business out there. But the other thing that's interesting here is I tend to agree with Tom. I think Houston is probably the play here. However, you know, I'd feel a lot better knowing exactly how healthy Arian Foster is.
Right.
Did not play last week, and I think that certainly hurt them, even though the Texans got great production, 3 straight games from the second-year guy, Ben Tate. I would sure like to see the NFL's leading rusher in there in Foster. Tom, what was the other game you wanted to touch on?
Atlanta, Seattle.
The other game, guys, is a lock. Put your money down on it. Atlanta over Seattle, about 4.5.
I tend to agree with Tom here, too, because, I mean, this is a must-win. Who would have thought going into Week 4 that this is a battle between 2 1-2 teams? I mean, the Falcons have certainly not produced. 12 points at Chicago, they lose, embarrassed in that game by the Bears. And then last week, 13 points at Tampa Bay. Must win. And, you know, Seattle, big deal. You beat Arizona 13-10. Okay. That's your win for the first half of the season.
Well, you got Matty Ice versus Tavares Jackson. Who do you bet in this game? I mean, if you're going to...
Are you kidding me?
Right, exactly. Are you kidding me? But I look at the total. I look at the total at 40, and I say, look, the Falcons have had a hard time scoring on the road. Seattle, they score about 10 points a game. How are they going to get to 40 here? I mean, the Falcons could score 35 by themselves and still go under the total. So I think that the play here is under the 40.
Plus the fact that, hey, Atlanta's got Green Bay on their schedule next week, so this is almost like a must-win for them. Exactly,
especially it's not a look ahead. No, that's not what we're implying. It's, in other words, they're going to lose to the Packers, so they better win this because otherwise they're looking at a 1-4 start as opposed to 2-3. Hey, Tom, thanks for joining us again. We appreciate your call. Guys, remember, any portion of the show you happen to miss, you can catch on picknation.com. We've got more games to break down, but first we want to talk about how you have a chance to win $300 of my money by playing against me and hundreds of others out there, thousands actually among you watching this show, nationally at draftstreet.com. It's a $300 free fantasy football contest. And unlike, you know, the old-fashioned rotisserie leagues and fantasy leagues of 20 years ago, Steve, this offers instant gratification because the game is settled after the Monday night game is finished.
It's never been done before, and the big knock against fantasy football for real gamblers like yourself and me is that who wants to wait all year to get paid? The same way we don't bet all the ways or bet futures because we just want to have that money in our hands when we win right away. And DraftStreet.com allows you to do that. every week is in essence a new drafting opportunity, a new contest, a new way to win. So you can win or lose this week. It has no bearing on next week. Next week you enter a new contest. You enter another chance to win money each and every week. And one of the best things about Draft Street for me is how easy it is to use the site. I'm not a big fantasy player. I just started playing this year with Draft Street, and I found everything just super easy to do. I was a little intimidated at first, and as soon as I got in, it was cake.
I mean, guys, it's really this simple. You have, as a general manager, a mythical $100,000 bankroll. Every player is assigned a value. So let's say Tom Brady is worth about 3 times more than DeVaris Jackson. You know what I mean? So you have to draft 2 quarterbacks, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end. You pick a team for your defensive stats, etc. And then, once the Monday night game is over, points are assigned, and that's how you win. If it takes you more than 10 minutes to draft your team, there is definitely a problem. I mean, I probably drafted mine in 5 minutes last week, and I got hammered. But that didn't mean because I just picked the wrong guys. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, last week we had one hell of a contest. And again, it's $300 of my money at stake. All you've got to do is go to draftstreet.com, enter my last name, DeMarco. You can see how it's spelled here on the screen. Enter DeMarco, and you are automatically entered and qualify for the $300 free contest where the top 7 people finish in the money. Last week, first place and second place, the difference was 0.5 of a point.
A rabbit's hair.
I mean, and I can't tell you because, you know, it's anonymity is guaranteed there. The winner's name last week was JRLDC and the number 1. He drafted Drew Brees. nice pickup, Drew Brees, last week after that monster game he had against Houston. Jay Cutler, Brandon Jacobs, Maurice Jones-Drew, 124 yards rushing. Johnny Knox, Chad Ochocinco, Hines Ward, Wes Walker, 16 catches last week. That helped his fantasy standings. Could have been the difference between him winning and losing. But again, the top 7 finish in the money. It's $300 of my money at stake. Free entry. Just use the entry code DeMarco.
That's right. So you go to the site and you open an account if you don't have one yet, and they'll prompt you for a code. You put DeMarco into that code, and it'll take you right to the contest page. And just so you understand, you don't have to put up any credit cards. You don't have to put up any money. It's completely free. If you entered the contest last week, you can enter it again and take a shot at our money again. So it's really exciting.
And that's, guys, draftstreet.com, so make sure you check it out. And like I said, try to win $300 of my money, although I've lost 2 straight weeks, and I'm not happy about it. Steve, in this final couple of minutes before we wrap up the first half of the show, let's quickly take a look at the game between St. Louis and Washington. The Redskins, of course, short week on the road, 2nd straight week, coming off the Monday night loss. This game is pick'em. The Rams have played a brutal schedule. Eagles, Giants, and Ravens gave up 553 total yards in last week's 37-7 loss to Baltimore. Steven Jackson, who knows when he's going to be 100% healthy again. Even though it's a short week and they're on the road again, I think you have to take the Redskins in this contest.
Yeah, well, the funny thing about this game is you have a Rams team that everyone was real excited about coming out of preseason. Certainly the fans in St. Louis thought they had something. Well, they stink. And then you had the Redskins that no one really gave a chance, and they're starting to play some ball. They lost a heartbreaker to the Cowboys, but Rex Grossman has emerged, having a tough time on 3rd down. But in general, he's working the Shanahan system. I like the Redskins here also, especially at this line of pick'em.
Hey, guys, listen, we've got more to talk about in the second half hour of the show. Remember, picknation.com. You've seen the ads, too. Take advantage of our free one-day all-access pass. You can get my best bet today, Steve's latest play from the Baltimore Crew, 27-13 the past 4 years combined in the NFL. You can get it all for free, no strings attached, at picknation.com, simply by taking advantage of the one-day all-access pass. Steve, why do we do it? To prove how good we are, no strings attached, putting our money on where our mouth is. Guys, you're going to get like $600-700 worth of action free.
And why do we do it? Because no one else does it. And you have to ask yourself, why does no one else do it? Why do they offer you these, these scams where they say, hey, pay up front, and if we lose, then we'll go ahead and we'll give you the rest of the season for free. Well, that's a scam, guys. We bring you in. We give you everything free up front. No credit card, no registration. Just look at it all. And if you like it, you come back, and you always seem to come back because you like it.
One day, free all-access pass at picknation.com. And remember, guys, at the site, you can catch any part of this show that you may have missed or the next 30 minutes. If you happen to be watching us on foxsports.com, catch it now at picknation.com. We'll be back in just a second.